Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Parker's Podcast. And I'm recording this on the internal mic on my MacBook Air, so I hope the audio quality is clear because I may be needing to send my external microphone back to Accordance. So I'm trying this on the onboard mic at the moment, and later I can invest in my own microphone if need be. So, some of you have probably heard the news or seen the news on my Substack or on the Accordance community or even on the Logos community. I know people have been talking about it. That yes, as of next week, I am no longer working at Accordance. Next week will be my last week where I'm wrapping everything up, not doing that much work at the moment, spending most of my time transitioning everything off to my remaining colleagues, and I will be departing the company officially at the end of next week or sooner. What happened is I have been laid off at Accordance. I was not the only one that was laid off. There were other layoffs at the company, and there's also been some scale backs with some of the remaining staff members at Accordance. I'm not going to speak publicly concerning Accordance's future or anything internal concerning Accordance. All I'm going to say on the matter is that I'm thankful for the opportunity that I had to work at Accordance and serve the Accordance family of users during that time, and I hope that I made a difference in some people's lives. I gave that job my all and did everything I could to serve the Accordance user family well. I want to thank the people who employed me during that time, that this was my first full-time job as I was wrapping up my PhD program and entering into the job world. So I want to thank my former employer for giving me a chance and allowing me to make a difference in people's lives. And I know that they wish that I could have continued on at Accordance, but they had to make some financial decisions with some layoffs, and unfortunately, my time with Accordance has come to an end. But I am still praying for my former employer and for my colleagues during this time, and praying that the Lord will see all of them through this transition. And I spent this past week making sure that my duties were handed off to one of the remaining staff members who can pick up the baton from here and continue the work that I will no longer be doing. I will not be active on the Accordance community or the Accordance user forums moving forward. I made one post discussing, officially announcing my departure from the company under my personal account. During my time when we launched the new Accordance community, I spent most of my time posting under the Accordance admin account. I may be making a couple more posts under that account as I officially wrap everything up next week. But moving forward, I'm just going to be pivoting away from interacting there for the time being. With now my layoff at Accordance, as well as my job from Earth Networks of 20 years coming to an end, I'm now officially in a position where I can go and work anywhere. I'm officially unemployed. My other advisory role at Cyberteam US has been mostly a volunteer position at this time. I'm not getting a paycheck with them at the moment, but been volunteering my time to assist that startup at the moment. So both of my sources of income have officially dried up, but I am okay. I'm spending time with my family at this time, and I'm still going to be okay. But I am officially on the job hunt and open for business. That's how I'd like to word it. My resume and my academic CV are up at my website at parkernathan.com. The About page on there is going to be the best place to find my latest resume and my CV. I have a PhD in systematic theology from Southwestern with a minor in biblical theology. Dr. Craig Blazing was my PhD supervisor. I also published my PhD dissertation on Donald Robinson and biblical theology at Moore Theological College under the title So All Israel Shall Be Saved at Whiffenstock. And I have a forthcoming article coming in JETS at the end of the year that's also based on my dissertation. Additionally, I spent the last few years as my full-time job as a marketing and training specialist at Accordance Bible Software, and I've spent the last 20 years of my life as an IT consultant for Earth Networks. I did some work under the Davis Instruments brand as well, and of course the company merged with AEM. So I have great work experience as well as my PhD, and I'm ready to put this to work for anyone who is interested. So feel free to review my resume and my academic CV. And if you know of any positions that I would be qualified for, feel free to reach out to me and let me know. I also have my 2 years of biblical language training from Luther Rice College and Seminary. I completed this biblical language training both years at the same time. I also did take a modern Hebrew class as well, although I would need to brush up a little on that. Did take my German and Latin each summer through the Erasmus Academy summer language program, plus I did 2 years of Spanish in high school, and I graduated through Rebecca Academy for my high school. My bachelor's was also a Bachelor of Arts in Religion Ministry at Luther Rice. So it's been a little sad with both of these chapters and doors in my life closing and ending, but at the same time I'm also excited about what the Lord has in store for me. I'm ready and excited about the next chapter that I have in my life, whatever the doors that the Lord wants to open for me next. I have a strong IT background, so anything that's related in IT I'm qualified to do with my PhD in systematic theology. Of course, I'm able to teach systematic theology, biblical theology, have a strong passion for teaching as well. Plus, with over 20 years in the weather industry, I've done a lot with weather as well. Not sure if I'll get to continue on moving forward, but I have that strong weather industry background, great marketing, training backgrounds, and all of that. During my time at Earth Networks, I taught webinars that led to some major upsells for the company with the U.S. and Canadian government, and provided them with some great and major contracts. During my time with Accordance, I turned around marketing and training videos very quickly for the company and helped plan sales and help plan Accordance's strategic vision there as much as possible. So I've had a chance now to wrap up my PhD program and get some work experience under me, and now I'm ready for the next major thing in my life. I'm asking everyone, of course, to please pray for me during this time, that I appreciate your prayers. And if anyone hears of any job offerings that would align with my skills and my qualifications, feel free to reach out to me and let me know. That I'd love to hear from you. Of course, I have my Substack newsletter up available where you can subscribe to that. We have a free and paid tier. Plus, I have a patron store of all of my written content from over the years. Plus, my PhD dissertation has been published for anyone who is interested in picking that up. Plus, I do have a Christmas album that I recorded years ago as well, because I have a Paderewski medal. Took piano for years with Barbara Dodson and was in the national level of the NFSM piano auditions, and I did have a chance to record an album during that time from years ago, and that is up as well for anyone interested. During this transitional time, I've been trying to get a little bit of rest before the next big thing happens, but I've also been using this time to just kind of recalibrate portions of my life and my technology use and everything. Gone through my devices, my computer, my iPhone, my iPad, and just did some cleaning out of apps I didn't need anymore, and really dramatically simplified my use of technology, focusing on the apps and devices that I need to be using. Was able to cut some clutter there, did some streamlining with various subscriptions and memberships I don't need. So that felt good. Just doing some overall consolidation in my life, doing some consolidation with finances and different personal areas in my life that I felt like that the Lord was saying that this is a good time to just reevaluate and recalibrate certain things and simplify and make my life much simpler in some areas. And it felt good to get a lot of that done and really free me up on some areas there. And I just feel really good about that. Made some other decisions, even some personal shopping decisions as well, like with grocery shopping and things of that sort, and even my cell phone service. I recently switched from Patriot Mobile to Visible, Verizon's prepaid service, so I could get a better phone deal and be able to have unlimited data at an affordable price. Even though I like the concept of what Patriot Mobile does, and I like them as a wireless company, and I wish them well in what they're trying to do. One thing the Lord showed me through all of this is that it is okay for me to make that transition to a secular phone provider when I need to in order to get a better deal on my phone service. And there was a few adjustments like that in my life that I made that was able to simplify things, and that the Lord showed me it's okay to make these decisions and changes when you need to. So I feel good about some of these recent changes that I've had to make and simplify things. And I feel like that it's going to prepare me for the next chapter of my life. And that I'm gearing myself up, getting a little bit of rest along the way, and then I'm ready to see what the Lord has in store for me next. And I'm actually less sad about this situation, and now getting more excited about what the Lord has in store for me next. And I'm just looking forward to getting that answer from the Lord. So we'll see how things go there. Also, now that I will be departing Accordance, I can now be a little more active on the Logos community solely as a Logos user, and can enjoy my time using Logos now. And I'm now more free to provide feedback to Logos. I know in the past, due to my employment with Accordance, I had to be careful on feedback to Logos, even though I was a long-time Logos user and have thousands of books on the platform, and really was a Logos user longer than I was an Accordance user. But Accordance was the first job that came up that I was offered. Logos wasn't hiring remotely at the time, so I ended up working for Accordance, but I know both platforms pretty well. But I know that during my time at Accordance, I had to be careful when providing any type of feedback to Logos, that if I was too positive, I might be looking at it would look like I might be endorsing the competition, or if I was too negative, it might look like I was bashing the competition. Well, since that door with Accordance is now closed, I am free to rejoin the Logos community, and I can provide positive or negative feedback at any time. And you can rest assured that it is genuine feedback from me solely as a Logos user. And it'll feel good to be able to jump in there and start providing some feedback again and helping some fellow Logos users again in the software. And even during my time at Accordance, I never did consider Logos a competitor. I was never a bitter rival to Logos. That I've been a long time user of both platforms. I started using Logos years ago on a Windows machine, and then I transitioned to a Mac about 2006, and so I dabbled with Accordance during that time because Logos for Mac wasn't really out at the moment. Plus, I dived into Accordance during my MDiv because my Greek and Hebrew professors totally ran on Accordance. They were not Logos users, they were Accordance users. And so I wanted to train my Greek and Hebrew on the same tools they were using, and so built up a great library in Accordance. But the rest of my seminary professors were big on Logos, so also built up a big library on Logos. Plus, I had a few professors that were big on word search, so I also had a pretty big word search library as well. Plus, I built up somewhat of a good word search library prior to Logos because there was an old one of my really old computers was just too old to run Logos, but it ran word search decently. So I had libraries in all three platforms. Those were the ones I really kind of focused on. Never did get into BibleWorks or Olive Tree or some of those other Bible apps that are out there. So those were my three main investments. Of course, my word search library has merged under Logos now, so I still have a sizable Logos and Accordance library, and know both platforms very well. But even during my time at Accordance, I still remain friends with everyone that I knew and interacted with at Logos. I always had high respect for the people there. And I always considered them not as a competitor, but just as fellow laborers in trying to provide people with Bible study tools. And always prayed for them, and retained a great relationship with all of them. And I look forward to getting to interact with many of you again moving forward, and getting to use the software on a more regular basis now that this chapter in my life is closing. But I still have my Accordance library as well and can still use it as well. I also want to personally thank Rick Mansfield, who previously worked at Accordance and who is now working at Logos. And when he was departing Accordance, he put in a great word for me to take on a marketing position there, which probably helped seal the deal and allow me to work at Accordance. And so that probably helped me land my full-time job. So I want to personally thank him for helping me kind of get off the ground and for believing in me. That allowed me to get my first full-time job as I was wrapping up my PhD program and entering the job world. So I just want to personally thank him for believing in this young guy wrapping up his PhD program and giving me a chance at getting to start my job. And I want to thank the management in Accordance for also believing in me and giving me a chance to have my first full-time job. And I served you all well. I'm going to miss my former colleagues, but I'm thankful that I had this couple of weeks to wrap everything up and have this smooth transition away from it. I was not given that opportunity at Earth Networks, which was a little sore on my heart, but at least I got to do that here. And I want to leave on a diplomatic and gracious note and just say that it's been a great time. And I hope I made a difference in some people's lives. It was great to be able to serve you all, and we'll see what the Lord has in store for me next, and I'm excited about it. And I'm still praying for all of you, and still praying for management over there and for my former colleagues that are remaining, and just looking forward to seeing what the Lord has in store next. So that's going to wrap it up for this podcast. I wasn't expecting to have to do two of these. podcast talking about wrapping up my two jobs, but it is this happens, so uh, that just you know what happened, and so but I'm still thankful for my time that I did get to serve. And looking forward to, during this downtime, I'll probably record some additional podcasts on some theological topics and get back to some writing, regular writing on Substack as well, on my newsletter, and just spend this time still being productive and doing whatever the Lord has in store for me until that next big chapter in my life happens. So thank you all for listening, and I will see you all later in a future podcast episode.